Yeah, it looks pretty good to me.
I love it when you start a podcast. Like, it looks pretty good. We're figuring it out, making it happen. Yes.
I'm feeling so, imbued with all the confidence and everything. Oh, not bad.
Yeah, I mean, you look okay. Things are okay.
That's how I feel when I'm like making paintings. I get like halfway through and I'm like, this is all right. And then at the end, I'm like, okay, it's fine now.
It's the happy trees, right? Art is always beautiful.
We live by Bob's rules.
There you go.
No mistakes, just happy accidents.
I love it.
So, especially like when we're teaching classes, we want to make sure people are nice and comfortable when they're doing it. And they also get like weird about halfway through. And then I'm like, just give it time. Just wait till the end. And at the end, they're like, we did it. So it's a lot of fun.
Well, we appreciate everybody being here, visiting the What's Happening in Salem podcast. We are here at Metronome, which is an incredible place for bands to rehearse. They have rooms you can rent by the hour. You can rent rooms by the month. And today we are joined, though, with Mayor Cathy Clark, Keizer's mayor. Appreciate you so much for being here.
My pleasure. Glad to be here.
Let's go. And we got Branka from We Make Art Oregon, Creating Happiness. You do classes and private party pieces.
Yeah, we do private parties. Yeah, you can hire us to come out to your house or like to your favorite local venue, and you just need 6 or more people, and we'll come out and do all kinds of fun art stuff together.
I love it, and you're gonna paint a piece for us live today.
Yeah.
And then we will reveal the piece at the end of this podcast. So I'm excited to see what you come up with.
Yeah, I'm gonna do all the ASMR now while I pour this paint.
Hopefully it mics pick up the paint sounds. Get that soothing, relaxing ASMR experience you only can get here at the What's Happening Salem podcast. Only here. So a question I love to ask my guests in this room, which I love, there are all these photos of animals. Which one do you look at and you're like, yeah, that's me. That's me right there.
Great question.
Wow.
That's a fantastic question. I'm feeling this fox right now just because all I want to do is be judgmental in a row. So I think that one to me screams it.
You want to be just judgmental.
Yeah, I just want to be in a chair looking like it's someone from Downton Abbey. And
just all dressed up for a dinner party.
Yeah, with
for
a nice
free.
robe. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Just looking down at the world. Like, you don't get it. Only I get it.
Yeah. Like a good artist.
Hey, like any good artist would do. Absolutely. I'm an artist. Do not mock me.
I really like that you picked one off of this wall because almost everyone picks one off of the
Oh,
wall
really?
behind you.
Yeah, I was just feeling it. Well, like I said earlier, I used to have a whole, I did a whole series of portraits of people I knew as animals in situations like this where they were like, sitting and posing like an old Renaissance, thing. So
Fire.
yeah, it's really cool.
All right, Mayor, how about your animal?
So, kind of looking at the 2 walls, a couple of them jumped out at me, but I'm really liking this Zen panda.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's got a sense of calm with underlying strength that goes, yeah, I got this.
Yeah.
I'm really cool and chill, and don't mess with me.
I feel like that's kind of someone who's been mayor for 10 years. You've learned how to win elections, and you feel like that's the aura that it is. It's like, I'm chill, I'm going to handle it, but also, like, if you step up, like, it's not going to go well for you.
Well, we're going to find that path forward and coming in and trying to, I'm all that, and I'm going to tell you how this goes. It's like, this is I can hardly believe this is the start of my 12th year as mayor.
Incredible.
Unpaid volunteer for folks who are watching, just like Salem.
Yeah.
But happy to be able to serve in this way. But you learn a lot about control, about focusing on the main thing. And when there's that temptation toward chaos or deflection and so forth, it's really being centered and focused to be able to keep on the main thing. And as mayor, the main thing is the well-being of Keizer as a whole.
Yeah. What have you learned about Keizer and how is Keizer evolving currently? I mean, you've been city council, I think, since 2007, became mayor 2015.
Right.
And a lot has changed in those almost 20 years.
Absolutely. And that's almost half of Keizer's lifetime when you remember that Keizer was incorporated in 1982.
That's incredible.
So we're only 43 years old.
And you've been mayor for half of Keizer, or city council mayor for half of that time. That's incredible.
It happens 2 years at a time for folks who are wondering how that happens. But you just keep on stepping up and I've really enjoyed that opportunity. Keizer has, of course, changed a great deal, but our world has changed.
Yeah.
And Keizer's in a unique position where we're the second largest city in Marion County. People have talked about our small town vibe, and that's true. When Keizer was incorporated, it was a population of about 20,000. We're now bumping around 40. So in other places and spaces, that might be a small town, and it feels that way. But in reality, we're part of the second largest metro area in the state of Oregon. And we recognize that our job is to be part of that economic foundation where we are actively participating and bringing the Keizer know-how into the Mid-Willamette Valley economy.
And it seems like there is this kind of like push and pull with how big do we want Keizer to be? What do we want Keizer to look like? The urban growth boundaries were a big topic in the last election. How do you see Keizer growing, and what do you think is appropriate for the city right now? What's the city asking for?
So the Keizer growth has continued to be a conversation for as long as I've been serving it, probably since the beginning. Keizer and Salem have one urban growth boundary. We are the last, if you will, Siamese twins in the state of Oregon. Eugene, Springfield were joined by one urban growth boundary, and years ago they split, and it took 7+ years to tease everything apart because of our land use laws. Keizer and Salem are in that same boat. We have one urban growth boundary, so the state has a lot of say about how we grow, where we grow, to what extent do we grow. So what did Keizer do? We found a way forward within the space we have. So two things that we do is we empower the local property owners and businesses to come to us with opportunity to develop, redevelop, make sure that the land we have is well used for the businesses and for the community. A few years ago, I think it was 2018-19, we created what's called the River Cherry Overlay District. So for folks familiar with Keizer, we have River Road and Cherry that kind of intersect around the Christmas tree, which is now 80 feet tall, by the way. That sucker is huge. And so we said, hey, all of the commercial properties along there, it could be commercial this, commercial that, all these little nuances for zoning. We said, you know what? And this was on the advice of our planners and our planning commission, and we heard from the business and property owner community. Let's make it simple.
Okay.
One zone to rule them all.
Yeah.
You are now mixed use. Go. So when you have two properties, instead of having, well, I got to rezone this and do all of this extra paperwork, we made it simple. Why did we do that? It allows the property owners to look ahead at what's going to work for that property in this current economy and with the vision to the future. Rather than the city trying to go top down, we're listening to the property owners, developers, and our economic drivers, business owners, our small businesses. What's going to work for you to have spaces and places in the core of Keizer for the future jobs, future industries, future businesses? That works really, really well. And slowly but surely, even with the disruption to the economy in 21 to 22, projects are now underway. We have one getting ready to open on Churchdale and River. It's 3-story. It is mixed use. And we're going to have businesses and the opportunity for residences in these spaces close to River Road, close to our restaurants, close to businesses. It's that urbanization without going large scale. It's more Keizer scale. So we have a great balance there, I think.
And one of the challenging things for a lot of people who are in apartments and they're like, I'm trying to find a home to move into, but like they get priced out of a lot. They're just entry-level homes, especially a new entry-level home, just aren't really available in the current housing market. Do you see this changing in Keizer? What are the things that the city can do that make that easier or harder or more possible? Do you feel like there are things, or is it kind of out of the city's hands?
So when the legislature passed House Bill 2001 and 2003, those were to create opportunity for what we call middle housing. So they changed regulations on the state level that requires cities to make changes in our zoning, going back to that wonderful development code, that allow for lots to be subdivided, not just for lease, but for sale. So what we're seeing, and I live in a neighborhood that's older, that has deep lots, and they are starting to redevelop with townhouses. They can be leased, the developer can do that. But the goal was that those can be actually subdivided and sold for
Okay.
home ownership. The price points for those are lower because they are a smaller footprint. And that allows for the entry level for the first time home buyer, for the downsizer, for the smaller family units. Another conversation happening right now in the legislature, though, is did we, in this rush to the smaller spaces, price out or make it harder for multi-generational living, which is also an efficiency for home ownership and for family living. So rather than 2 generation, you have 3. And that's culturally very significant in this area, but it's also really healthy for a lot of families. So we want to make sure we have a good mix of housing types and options for people. So we have made the changes to our zoning. We did make it easier for these townhouse developments to happen. They are happening because the businesses figured it out to get the funding and financing. Because if you can't get the money, you can regulate it and you can write it down all you want. It isn't happening. If you have a legislator who goes, I've got the best thing, going since sliced bread, and you can't finance it, oh well.
Mm-hmm.
And we see that all the time. I will take a little side note here. I'm on the legislative committee for the League of Oregon Cities for housing and land use.
Is that kind of like the Avengers?
Feels like it.
Yeah, a little
I think our our leader with Alexandra Ring, who's our lobbyist for this, she is amazing, absorbing all of this information that after 25 pages or so, my eyes glaze over. I kid you not, 430 pages of new rules just went into effect
It's a lot of pages.
for HAPA.
How many
housing.
rules are in that 430 pages?
I can't
It's a
even
lot. Okay.
enumerate them. But then we are going to have to bring them into our development codes.
Yeah.
So the 241 cities of Oregon, now actually it doesn't apply to a lot of the smaller ones. I think it's 10,000 and up. Don't quote me, I could have that
Okay.
wrong. But it's for the, quote, larger. Now imagine, in Oregon, we consider a larger city bigger than 10 or 20,000.
Yeah.
There's other states where that's barely a hamlet.
Yeah.
So
It's like
there's
a football game.
Pretty much.
It's a college football game worth of people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's very, very complicated. So thank you for letting me kind of go along this rabbit
No,
trail
yeah.
to let people know what's happening. Because there's things that cities control and there's things that cities can't control, but we're trying to control.
Okay. Can we do a new segment presented by Saltwater Wellness? Are you okay with that?
I think that would be fabulous.
Let's do it. This is a top 5 list. I
Okay.
brought a top 5. You brought one as well.
I did.
So as the mayor of Keizer, I did top 5 places to eat in Keizer. I'm gonna do mine, and then you can kind of contribute some things that
Okay.
maybe I missed. So I'm gonna do number 5. This is a chain store, but it's locally owned. It's within Oregon, so I kind of let that slide a little bit. But Margarita Factory, new
Mhm.
to Keizer. Went there a couple times. Great food, great drinks, great service. Number 5, Margarita Factory. Number 4, I did Sandy Thai.
Mhm.
Great place for Thai food if you're in Keizer. Number 3, one of my personal favorites, Casamigos. Or
Mhm.
Casa Los Dos Amigos. I think they had to change their name a little bit due to some legal things.
Yeah.
But great drinks, fun environment. Love what they do with the whole decor and the experience there. So it's a
Interestingly, the art is so beautiful.
It's
in
great,
there.
right?
Like,
Yeah.
it's so incredible to look
Yes.
at. It's, yeah, I highly recommend if you've never been, but
they have
I
that
don't know
new
anybody
statue
who's
they
never
just
been.
brought in.
So, oh really?
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
That's
gorgeous.
cool. I'll have
Yeah.
to check it out.
They brought it in from Mexico. I don't know, 6 months ago or so. But yeah, it's awesome. They just
Yeah.
do a great job just making an experience when you walk in.
Mhm.
Number 2 is kind of on the borderline of Keizer. I'm not sure if it's actually Keizer address, but Chicha's on the parallel 45th building.
That would be Salem. We would like to, extend,
Yeah,
Kaiserite.
Keizer adjacent.
Yeah, for Kaiser.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'm gonna throw them in the mix. But number 1, I think, is a hometown hero, Mommy and Maddie's.
Mhm.
Their breakfast burritos, great portions, delicious food. So top 5 places
So
to eat in Keizer. What did I miss?
Yeah, you missed Los Dos Hermanos.
Yeah, that's another great
Um,
one.
They are fantastic, and that's a family-owned restaurant that's been there for many, many years. You get there and everybody knows who you are, and you get great service, fantastic, authentic El Salvadoran food.
Love it.
So that is a top one there. And then hops and drops.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I love they have a steak fajita salad that is
Yeah.
like, yes, please.
They do have good salads
Now you're
there.
making me hungry.
Yeah, there we go. We're going to get everybody going, salivating. Come to Keizer to eat. And just opened their expansion, Fall Keizer.
Yes. Have you been to the new location
Yes,
yet?
I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that. They're trying to keep both of them open for now at least, right? We'll see what
What
happens.
they're doing is all the dining has been moved to
Okay.
the one on River Road and Chamawa. So that's where they're having all the dine-in. And then they're keeping the other one for their catering and takeout. And they have that beautiful dining area with the fish tanks and everything. They're so beautiful. So that's for events.
Okay.
So if you have a family gathering of 25 people or something like
Mhm.
that, again, I don't know their capacity.
Yeah.
But they'll have that down there so they can keep both going. But they separate, especially like DoorDash and the other takeout that they
Okay.
do. Yeah.
Another honorable mention, Hanalkin, they have Mayan food,
Yes.
which is a newer location. I went there, did a video about them, and they said it helped bring some business, which I was excited.
Mhm.
Yeah, they've done a great job.
They really have. I love the diversity of cultural favorites that we have in
Yeah.
Keizer. So we've got everything, oh gosh, AJ's Hideaway. What am I thinking?
Oh, yeah.
So they've got really good, American food, great service and so forth. So we have a lot of those wonderful hometown
Yeah.
spaces and places like All Stars and Poorhouse and Bubba's, where good food, good service, and it's just hang out with your friends when everybody knows your name.
Yeah. What's the
We
one
teach
that's deep?
classes at Poorhouse.
Yeah.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, we do. My business partner, Miss Claudia, teaches classes out there. So
They have the
What's
meet
it?
nights.
Let's
Mhm.
plug it. Which nights are the classes?
have to.
Let's look it
I made my phone for that.
Oh,
but,
you're fine.
But yeah, well, if you go onto our website, you can find all the
Okay,
stuff that
okay.
we're doing. So
We'll sure to plug it in the show notes. You'll find the
Yeah.
website for We Make Art.
yes.
Yes, absolutely. What's the one that's deep South River Road or North River Road? There's a little bar and grill. It's like you go all the way down River Road. It's almost to Brooks.
Oh, the hitching post.
Pitching Post.
Oh,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, staple of Keizer.
Yeah.
It's like a class reunion. I went to Binary, and so I definitely see people that I went to high school with anytime we stop by there. So
Yep. That is a long established great eatery and a nice place to hang out.
you have a top 5 as well.
I do.
Tell me about your top 5. What did we bring? Presented by Saltwater Wellness. Thank you, Nancy.
Thank you. Yeah, top 5. You asked me about top 5 events, and I made a little bit of a change up on that. Is top 5 things to show up and volunteer and have fun.
Okay.
Because if you're going to volunteer, you may as well have a good time doing it. And Keizer knows how to do both. We totally show up. All of my social media is hashtag Keizer shows up. And we do. And we have a good time. So number 1 is Keizer Fest. That's a lot of fun. You run into all of your friends and family that maybe you haven't seen in a little while because you've been out doing things. You have a lot of local organizations that are there.
All of them, it seems like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great place for having your business, your nonprofit. We have the city out there, and it's a lot of fun to go and see everybody, and a lot of fun music and so forth. Thank you to the Keizer Chamber of Commerce for doing that every year,
Okay.
the parade and then the Keizer Fest. One of my other favorites is called Trashy Tuesday. So this was created by our environmental division to bring volunteers together once a month during the summer season to do a group cleanup. So in one of our parks, along our waterways, and it gets people connected to our parks. We have 19 parks in Keizer.
Okay.
So over 250 acres of parks, the big one being Keizer Rapids, but you have little ones like Bear Park and Northridge and so forth. So it's a great way to learn our parks and to help get young people involved with keeping our parks beautiful and clean, and they learn about the native plantings that we're doing in those parks. So Trashy Tuesday is a ton of fun. Our Civic Center cleanup, this will be the 16th annual event on March 14th, Pi Day. And everybody comes out and helps with sprucing up the place, all of the beautiful shrubbery and cleaning up things that have grown really well in the last year, kind of get everything trimmed back and ready for the year. And we always bring in a big dumpster for yard debris, and things are, let's just say they're fruitful and multiply, and there's a lot of trimming to do
I love
around
that.
that campus.
Yes.
So that's a lot of fun. We have the Keizer Cultural Center. So for things to do and show up and get involved, we've got events there year round. We have the Keizer Homegrown Theater. Check out their website. Great
Yeah.
productions. I mean, we're talking world class, and they're
Mhm.
right there in that intimate theater,
Yeah.
right down the top floor. Wonderful shows that they do. We get season tickets every year.
Love
We
it.
can go to a Keizer restaurant, walk down to the theater, and see great theater.
Yeah, it's a great spot.
Yeah, they've got the Keizer Community Library. They have all sorts of great shows and programs year-round for people of all ages, book
Mhm.
clubs, and we were talking about, they use the Civic Center for their events like
Yeah.
Princess Storytime,
Okay.
Reptile Man. That one's really, really cool.
Reptile Man?
Reptile
What
Man.
are we doing? What's going on with
Yeah.
Reptile Man? What's the story of Reptile Man?
Yeah, he brings out all these wonderful reptiles and teaches kids and families
Yeah.
about.
Is he a Keizer guy?
He's a local guy.
Local guy? Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Huh. Gotta get
And-
Reptile Man on the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Let these little critters crawl around the space a little bit,
Yep.
Great
see what
idea.
happens. Let's surprise the guests. Like, guess what?
Here's your big iguana.
That would be fun. You challenge the guests to hold the iguana for the podcast to see how it goes.
I think I'd be fine with Reptile Man. I just don't want Bird Man coming in here.
Man.
I'm not good with birds.
Is there a bird man in Salem also? There probably just got to be a bird guy
Yeah,
somewhere in
gotta be
Salem.
one.
It's a big enough city.
Was there-
180,000 people. There's one bird man.
There's gotta be a bird rescue or something.
Just the odds. Oh yeah, out south
Mhm.
Salem. What's it called? The rescue. I don't know.
I don't
We'll keep
remember.
going.
Oh, there's
Yeah,
Turtle Ridge.
What?
Turtle Ridge.
Maybe that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that's it. Let's go with that. I like it. I like it.
it.
I like it.
So
Where
the
we
other
at?
place to show up and have fun. So yeah, our cultural center, the library has events, and then
So I think when people say show up and have fun, they don't think of the library first usually. But
Well-
Keizer Library's got some things going on. It sounds like
It's a
Got
lot of
Reptile
fun.
Man,
yeah, art projects,
and it's a
and
pretty
so
new.
forth.
Like you guys remodeled and redid that whole space, right?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it's a nonprofit, so
Yeah.
we have a community library. We don't have a public library.
Mhm.
So this is all volunteer based, so you can come and get involved. You can volunteer. You can
Yeah.
be around books, which I just love.
Yeah.
And then also upstairs we have
Speaking
our art
of
gallery.
books, my dad just wanted me to thank you for buying his books. He said, Mayor Cathy Clark bought all my
Aw.
books. Make sure you say thank you.
Aw.
So
Yeah.
yeah, shout out author David Espy.
Yes.
Thank you for doing that as well. He loves it. I
Um,
remember I think he took a picture with you when he bought them as well. And he was like,
Mm-hmm.
put it in the group chat, like, the mayor just bought my books. He was so excited. So that was awesome.
I love his books. They're wonderful. They're inspiring.
Yeah.
And I get to support a local author.
There you
How
go.
great is that?
It's the
right?
best.
Yeah.
It's the best part. Anybody that supports my dad, I will support them. So yeah, I love it.
Wholeheartedly. We have a lot of writers in this area.
Yeah.
I have a whole shelf now in my home library of Keizer writers,
I love
Keizer
it.
authors.
I have my
Exactly.
first book coming out in March.
You
How
do?
Parties Will Save the World.
Okay.
Yeah, it's being
Congratulations.
published. The final editing process is happening right now, so I'll have to make sure I get you one as well. Add it to the Keizer Library would
Absolutely.
be an honor. So I'll have to make sure you get that donation.
That's cool.
So
I
yeah,
love it.
of course
How
I
do
want it autographed. I have a book that was written by a fourth grader.
Really?
Yep.
Picture book or what kind of book
It
is
was
it?
no, it was a short story.
I love it.
Yeah, it was fully published and everything. It's in our
Awesome.
council office. It's autographed by the author, and it was just a great way for our young aspiring writers to know that they can publish even at such a young age.
Yeah.
So I was really excited to get to purchase his book at
Yeah.
a book signing they had at a local business.
I love it. Did we make it through your list? What did we miss?
The last thing is our family fun nights.
Okay.
So again, people think about the schools. Well, that's just for the families that have kids in school and so
Mhm.
forth. We have neighborhood family councils. There's 3 in Salem, 2 more are coming online, and we have 2 in Keizer so far, 1 at Kennedy and 1 at Cummings. And with the family fun nights, it's a way for the community, especially the neighborhood around the school, to come and support families and to do activities with the kids. And it's a wonderful way to just create that community feel and space,
Yeah.
and they're a ton of fun.
Yeah.
So if you have
Something
a
that-
craft or something, you can bring that.
And I think something is important to realize with a lot of these events, like it took somebody getting it started. Because I get a lot of comments where it's like, why don't we have this? It's like, well, get it started if you want it.
Yeah.
You're sitting around waiting for somebody else to do it. Like they don't want that. So they're not making it happen. If this is something you want to see in the community, like it takes people, that are willing to get it started. And maybe you don't start with a festival, but like let's start with a small event and you can like build up and gradually get bigger as you build your network. You understand how to monetize an event, how to just put things together. You build your relationships with each step, but it requires somebody getting it started. And I feel like the music you guys have in the summer in Keizer for the size of the community is pretty impressive. I feel like it's a monthly concert series, if I remember correctly.
It's actually more frequent than that. That also is one of my big favorites down at Keizer Rapids Park. When we built that amphitheater, which was the vision of Councilor Richard Walsh, when we went down there when we were first getting that park started, he goes, "This is an amphitheater. All I saw was blackberries." I'm like, "Really?
Yeah.
What's down there?" Well, sure enough, there was a natural bowl. And as the park began to get cleaned out and the invasive species removed, that amphitheater, became visible to everybody. And now what you see is a beautiful venue that in the summer, what's great was they have all those trees. You're in the shade.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I took my kids there so I could have a date. They could run around, and we watched a Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes.
So it was really fun.
That
It's a
park is
beautiful-
incredible.
yeah, it's a
Like the
beautiful
soccer
space.
fields you have, people out there playing rugby or whatever. And my girlfriend's daughter practices, and I had never been to the parks. And I was like, this is in Keizer? This is incredible. I was a little jealous. Like, why don't we have nice things like this in Salem? But it's an incredible park. And it's just awesome seeing families out there staying active. Parents can, watch the play, kids can run around and play on the playground or, ride their bikes on the trails or whatever. There's just so many options. But something I love about it is when you're out there, everybody's moving.
Yes.
You don't have people like on their phones and like disconnected. They're all engaged with each other, being active, whether they're walking, riding a bike, jogging, just playing, whatever it is. Like everybody's moving. I think it's important that we have spaces that allow that type of activity in Salem. I don't know if we have as many, unfortunately.
I was gonna say, there's like a safety feeling there. There's something
Yeah.
about how clean and taking my kids there. Like that's, to me, it's really important to have a space where I don't feel like I have to be hawk mom.
Yeah.
And that's one of the places that I've never had to feel that way. So.
Yeah, I was out there Sunday. It was a beautiful sunny day, cold, but the sun was out. And so my granddaughter wanted to go down there. She calls it the machine park because when she was 3, they were building the turf fields and there's these giant machines out there. So she'd be in the stroller and she asked me to stop so she could watch the machines moving the earth for the turf fields. So forever in our family is the machine park. But one thing you don't see from that portion of the park is the disc golf course. There's an 18-basket disc golf course. And last year they reported that they had 31,000 rounds of disc golf played out there.
Incredible.
They also volunteered to do trail maintenance and to keep the blackberries back and to do additional work. So they just got a grant from our parks board because they have a small grant program to do additional improvements along our disc golf course.
Incredible.
Yeah. So volunteerism, they get to go out there and make it beautiful. And it's also helped the businesses that provide all of the equipment and training and so forth for disc golf.
I think it's amazing that if you're not a disc golfer, you don't even know these courses exist. And it's like 18 holes, you know what I mean, or baskets. But it is an incredible community of people that just are passionate. They love it. It's not a super expensive sport compared to like some of the other comparable activities, but you're out there, you're enjoying the nature, you're moving around, and it's cool having the sort of activities available for sure.
Yeah.
Do you ever disc golf? Is that something you've ever tried?
I've tried it.
Yeah. How did it go?
It would take practice.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
And again, you're out in nature, like you said.
Yeah.
You're outside, it's fresh air, it's fantastic. And,
Yeah.
give it a whirl. You throw that disc and like, okay, I'm going to have to work on this a little bit, but it's fun to do.
Yeah.
So,
What are your
it's been
hobbies? What do
great.
you do for fun?
What I do for fun, I like to walk. I walk everywhere.
Yeah.
So I like walking.
You walked here from a pretty far distance, and
I
it's
did.
not warm outside, so glad you can make it.
I like gardening. I've got a backyard garden. I like reading. I used to write more. I've been a little busy the last, let's see, I think it's 20 years
Yeah.
with city council, but I'm actually a published writer. And
Do you think you'll write a book about your time as an elected official in Keizer?
it's been percolating in my
Yeah.
head. Yeah. And there's two possible titles. One is You Can't Make This Stuff Up. And the other one is hashtag Keizer Shows Up. I
Yeah.
love how we show up for things. And the Keizer way that they talk about is really us, we figure stuff out.
Okay.
And I love that about Keizer's flexibility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Something people didn't love about Keizer is that Raising Cane's didn't work out. People were big mad.
Yeah, no.
Tell us the story of Raising Cane's in Keizer. What happened?
To my knowledge, what happened was that the land that they were looking at is owned by the city of Keizer. And we're looking at a space that, by the way, has sold and is going to be a Happy's Car Wash and oil stop.
Okay.
So it's next to the Keizer Transit Center. They're looking at that space. We were pretty far along the negotiations, and then city council was told that there had been a change and that they were looking at the property across the street. And then the negotiations did not go well from there. So I wasn't in those conversations because
So what I understand is
Yeah.
that it wasn't zoned to have a drive-through, and that was something that was created conflict in trying to make it happen.
it is zoned for a drive-through.
So that's not what it was. Okay.
No, it is zoned for drive-through. I'm not sure why the Raising Cane's organization chose to start looking at the other property.
Okay.
The city owns
So
part
the
of that.
original property was zoned for a drive-through. The new one was not.
It is,
What is both of them were okay.
and I'm not sure why the difference, but also the property across the street, we call Area B West.
Mm-hmm.
And that has to do with the old Keizer Station A, B, C, and D. Half part of it is owned by the city and part of it is privately owned.
Okay.
So where that was going to go, there was a lot of conversation around that, and there was concern about traffic and the impact on McLeod Lane. Now that is a master plan to allow for traffic to go through.
Okay.
We do prefer that the traffic, most of it go out onto Keizer Station Boulevard because it's signalized already.
Mm-hmm.
Goes to a signalized intersection, so there'll be better flow. That said, the bigger controversy came around a proposed development for a gas station. And that was an outright no-go
Okay.
on that property, and we were gonna have to make a massive change to allow for that. City council decided not to make that change for the zoning for that piece of property because it is right next to a single-family residential community.
Yeah.
So we didn't make that change. At the end of the day, Raising Cane's made other plans, and we've sold that property to another business, the Happy's Car Wash.
The other rumor I hear is Trader Joe's going into Keizer Station. Do you know? Can you say what do you know?
I
can you
know
share?
that.
Just
I heard-
us. It's just us.
Just us,
me and you.
just between us.
Just between us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not privy to any information on
Okay.
that. I do know a building permit has been pulled is in the process of being pulled for the property next to REI. I do not know who the tenant is.
Okay.
So we as city council have not received any information on that. We've heard the enthusiasm for Trader Joe's to come to Keizer for decades.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you remember, maybe not, the sign actually went up at Keizer Station and then came down that same day because it was one signature away from, yes, it's going to go into Area A, and then they signed out south. It's like, drat. So there's a lot of enthusiasm. So any Trader Joe's folks online, please know that the people of Keizer constantly tell me Trader Joe's would be a great addition to the Keizer family of businesses, and I agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Blink if Trader Joe's is going to Keizer Station.
Was that?
Will you blink if Trader Joe's is going to go to Keizer Station?
Would I blink?
Blink. Yeah. Just you don't have to say it. Just.
I don't know.
Okay. She blinked.
Yeah, I don't know.
She blinked. She blinked, folks.
They have not, nobody has announced anything. All I know is that the building permit has been pulled, and that's the last undeveloped lot in what we call Area A.
Okay.
So the part that you see next to the Volcano Stadium, the people of Keizer, it's owned by the city.
Okay.
And that is kind of a separate development area, and we're actively working to market that land as well.
I love it.
So a lot of great economic development happening.
It's a beautiful thing.
It
What is
is.
a misconception about Keizer that you just know is not true?
Okay, number one, Keizer has never been part of the city of Salem. People think that Keizer broke away. We never did because we were never incorporated into the city of Salem. In 1964-ish, I think, don't quote me on that date because I was in elementary school elsewhere. The city of Salem did attempt to move forward and annex that area. It did not happen, clearly. And there were other attempts either to annex or to incorporate, or all sorts of things happened between then and 1982. In 1982, the legislature allowed for an urbanized area that had a population of about 20,000 to be able to put incorporation on the ballot. And Keizer, as a little statistical area, was smaller than that. Hence, they added in the Clear Lake area combined that had a population large enough to put incorporation on the ballot.
Okay.
And then Keizer became a city. So rumor number one, Keizer has never been, and obviously never will be, a part of the city of Salem. We are in the same urban growth boundary, and maybe that's where that misconception comes.
Okay. Interesting. Good to know.
Yeah.
The more you know, Salem.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make you upset when people like lump it together? Because it's Salem, like so many things are Salem Keizer.
Yeah.
Like Keizer definitely has its identity, has its own city government, but a lot of people just kind of lump it all together.
They
you
do.
know, little Keizer.
Well, and part of my vision, actually, since I got on city council, has been to promote Keizer establishing its own identity.
Yeah.
It was not enough to be not Salem, which is kind of how it happened in the beginning. But you can't live in that space. You can't thrive in that space of not being something. What are you? Who are you? And over time, Keizer has really established an identity and a very important space in this Mid-Willamette Valley to help promote who we are, separate and distinct and important from other entities.
Yeah.
And I think we are really doing that, and we're going to continue to evolve in doing that.
I think there needs to be a What's Happening Keizer page. Because Keizer does have its own identity, its own stories, and Keizer Times does a good job. But I think on Instagram, there's room to have that sort of a page as well. And I think one of the values of having that is you do kind of have somebody championing the identity. Because in Salem, I think we struggle with like, we're not Portland, or we want to lean in to be like Portland. And neither of them really work. You know, we have our own things. We just got to focus on our own charm. And I think the things in Keizer is very much the same.
I would agree, and especially with our Keizer fields down at Keizer Rapids, as you mentioned, there's so much happening there, and those are also available for rent. We've had dances out there, we've had birthday parties where someone wanted to play soccer for their birthday and things like that.
Yeah.
So we have spaces in Keizer that are uniquely positioned to have events, but also to promote within our community the opportunity to gather. Keizer Volcano Stadium. That has been significant, especially now that they turfed it.
Yeah.
The Globe
Globe
was
is so
very
great.
successful.
Yeah.
And now the Keizer Little League field is coming into, it's been under professional management for 3 years with Love of the Game, and now is evolving even more with sports facilities companies to make it a regional facility that's going to benefit the baseball, softball community, which is huge here in the Mid-Willamette Valley.
Yeah.
What an opportunity.
Yeah.
I would agree. Keizer has a lot to offer, and having spaces that promote that are good for Keizer.
What can we expect with the new management of the Little League fields?
What we're going to be seeing is that they are going to be able to bring in specialists, if you will, people who are really, really familiar with the successful operation of sports facilities. They already have the connections. They already have expertise on field maintenance, on scheduling tournaments, on recreational facility program management. Scheduling is huge. So there was discussion, could we hire those positions in the city of Keizer? And the depth of their team of professionals is not something we can hire in 1 or 2 people. So we are going to be joining about 109 different facilities nationwide under sports facilities companies. And Travel Salem's, their folks came and said, hey, I've worked with these people for 10 years. They are not those people from elsewhere. Our manager for this region lives in Woodburn. So again, familiar with. So we're going to be able to retain the charm, the legacy of these fields that were managed by and built by volunteers, and honor that legacy by making sure that it's well run, well maintained, and bringing people to enjoy what we have to offer in Keizer.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's think of an event that would be fun. We got Branka here with We Make
Yes.
Art. We got the mayor of Keizer. What would be a fun art-focused event that hasn't happened in Keizer, but we think would be just great for the community?
Oh, that's a great question. Well, I mean, I have mainly focused in the Salem art scene, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I've heard much of like any art fairs or anything like that in the Keizer area, but I may be wrong, and I hope you educate me about that. Yeah, I would just love to see. I think something that Salem needs a lot is more areas for kids to be creative.
Yeah.
And I think that like that would be something I would focus on if ever I got a building, would be to work, with kids and creative outlets for children. So I think that would be something I would love to see is more. I mean, we do have great places around here, like the art department and creative memory and good programs for kids. But some parents can't afford those programs.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
So maybe more free art.
What is like? What's your cost if you did like a kids class, like per kid, for like the canvas, the paint, like?
Yeah, so typically when we do kids classes like birthday parties or things like that, we're doing like 150 for 10 kids. We also do like mommy and me classes.
Does it get more expensive with more kids, or do you?
Yeah, so you'll add like it's like $8 per extra kid.
Okay,
or
so
something
it's
like
not-
that. Only
okay,
because of cost,
totally.
honestly.
I feel
But-
like something at the mall could work really well. This is getting
Yeah.
away from Keizer, but they have such a big space. They wanted to get more people in there doing events.
They really do. I
Have
would
you worked
love
with them
to.
previously?
I have not. I've worked with a lot of places like Sweetly Baked, and we do come to Salem Keizer schools. One of the things we like to do is to bring art to the elementary schools.
Yeah.
And so I do a lot of work around that where a teacher will contact me, let me know how many kids they have. And typically we do it around Christmas time, so they have something to give to their parents,
In the summer would be fun in their outdoor space,
Mm-hmm.
like having a huge kids art festival.
I would love that. I think years ago, Salem Art Association did a gallery show of just children's art, which I thought was super cool. And there was something about, because my kids' art was in there, and there was something about like bringing them there and getting to show their pieces up on a wall like they would see at say the Hallie Ward Museum or something, you know what I mean? That's really special to them. That makes them feel really good, and it encourages them to continue to create things, which I think is really important.
Love it.
Yeah.
What do you think, Matador?
I think that's a great idea. I don't know, maybe the Keizer Rapids Park.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Well, newsflash, we already did it.
How'd it go?
It?
It's
There
called
we go.
Education I needed.
the Riverwalk Art Fair.
Okay.
It happens the same weekend as Keizer Fest.
Oh, wow.
So 2 years ago, it was the vision of former mayor, now Councilor Lori Christopher, and the Keizer Arts Association. Now we have the Keizer Public Arts Commission, which is city,
Mhm.
but the Arts Association and their board wanted to bring a Oregon artist event to Keizer, and so the Riverwalk Art Fair happened.
Okay.
So we have that beautiful Keizer Rapids Park
Mhm.
walkway along the river. This year they brought it up a little closer to be along where the amphitheater
Yeah.
is, and both have been very, very successful. Now a little windstorm came up and blew some things over.
Yeah. I was
Everybody,
gonna say it depends on the weather, right?
yeah, it's very weather dependent.
Yeah.
It was wonderful. Got to see some great art,
Yeah.
and it's very
Was
reasonably
there a
priced.
chance to do art as well at this event?
Yes, they
Okay.
had like a little performance area, a little stage area where
Okay.
they had the Arts Association. They had the Keizer Homegrown Theater, so they did some little events during the Riverwalk
Mhm.
Art Fair. So is there room for expansion? Absolutely.
Can
They
you drink
promote that.
wine there? Could it be like a mom can have a drink or a dad can have a glass of wine while they paint, kids can paint?
That I don't know for the
Okay.
Riverwalk Art Fair, because it's happening at the same time as Keizer Fest.
Try to keep the
Alcohol
drinking in
sales,
one.
yeah, that's all
area.
up there. So that would be
Do
up to
people
them.
drink at Keizer Fest? Joking.
Like, have you ever been? Responsibly, yes.
Responsibly, yes. Everyone is drinking responsibly at Keizer Fest.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Very well
That's
attended.
what it
So,
Yes.
but yeah, the Riverwalk Art Fair has been a great addition to that weekend and also to the art scene in Keizer.
Okay.
You know, it's dangerous for me to walk through there with a credit card because I come home with all sorts of beautiful pieces.
Oh,
Buy local art, please.
Yes.
Yeah. What are the best places to buy local art right now?
Oh my goodness. I honestly for me, I find a lot of people through like social media, right? So like if you have a friend who has a friend, please, and I'm gonna shout out like a couple people. But my business partner, Claudia Earl, she does Claudia Earl Art. She actually, this is a great shout. Varva Farms
Okay.
does a Saturday market, and there are lots of really cool artists there selling their work. And then Brittany Pitticelli, you can find her on, she's my other business partner. But honestly, there's so many people out there creating, and I highly recommend looking up Salem art just anywhere on the internet, and you can find there's libraries full of people who are also the art walk. Rabbit Cellar in West Salem.
Oh, yes.
They have art all over their walls. Just and what's really cool about Salem is I find a lot of the businesses are willing to put up local artists' work and have it up there priced and everything. Which is such a help to, the people who can't afford to put stuff in galleries.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
Well, we have an opportunity through the Keizer Arts Association. They have a gallery and they do have pieces for sale that changes every month.
Cool.
So they have their intake right before the first of the month and then the reception for the artists. So there are pieces for sale, thematic during the year. And we have a gallery in the Keizer Civic Center. So our Keizer Public Arts Commission will receive collection recommendations from artists. They'll say, I would like to do a display there. The one that has been off the chain the most successful was the art that was produced by one of our Public Works employees. So Art, and yes, his first name is Art, and I'm Madrid. He created the most amazing series of cowboy Native American art, and almost every piece sold.
That's incredible.
It was off the chain, so he's not going to be able to do another one for a while because he has to rebuild. But those pieces, if the artist so chooses, are for sale.
That's great.
So you can do that, and we have a student art wall. So if a student would like to do a hanging, there's a wall, one for emerging artists, one for students. All they have to do is apply through KeizeROR.gov to our Public Arts Commission to see if they can get their art on those walls. So we would love to have more submissions for student and new artists in Keizer.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think Keizer does a great job with art. Like, there's statues everywhere. There's different displays.
And I don't get to Keizer as much as I wish I could, but it's always given me. I grew up in a kind of real small town, and even though it's not a small town, it just kind of gives you that small town vibe, and I just always love it out there.
There we go. And there you have it, Keizer.
Yeah, you can quote that
Yes.
and put it on a poster or
Yeah.
something.
Yes. Awesome.
Yeah.
So the mayor run, are you just going to keep being mayor until they kick you out? Is that the plan? Because you seem like you're doing a pretty good job of, winning elections every time somebody steps up. The last one was close,
Mhm.
but you pulled up victorious. So what is the next 5 years look like for
Well, I'm
Keizer?
running again this year. These are 2-year terms. So
You're
Keizer.
always running. That's the hard thing about being mayor. Like, you're just always mayor and you're also running for mayor because the next election season's coming quick. Who's running? Will be Lord again running against you? Do we know?
Nobody's announced.
Nobody's yet. Okay.
But it's November. So we don't have primaries like Salem.
Yeah.
We're November winner take all.
Okay.
But I'm not even playing cards close to the vest or anything. I'm just like, yes, folks, I plan to be on the November ballot. And if somebody else would like to put their name in and give the voters a choice, so be it.
Mhm.
So I tell people it's as long as we both shall love.
What are the qualities of a good mayor in your opinion?
The fantastic mayors that I've had the chance to work with from across Oregon, the ones that I look to as mentors and examples, they're good leaders and thinkers. They take in a 360 of both their city, but also the space in which they operate. They have a vision for what that community can be and aspires to, and then brings people together to help make that happen. They're team builders. They're very practical, because we know that cities are the places where all these wonderful dreams and ideas that are concocted in the legislature, it's the city where that has to happen. So we're realists. We will talk about stormwater and sewers and roadways and all these really practical things when we're together, because we know that by providing those spaces, places, and infrastructure, we allow the bigger things to happen. Without them, they really can't. Mayors are conveners. We are people who are committed to local. The successful mayors I've seen are the ones who are, this is the highest office. Many times people have asked me, have you wanted to run for higher office? And I said, name one. To me, the highest office is to be able to serve in a position of leadership for my own community, where what I do affects my life, my family's life, my neighborhood. I don't think it gets better than that.
I love that perspective, and it makes me think of like when you move up the food chain in corporate America, like you're getting further and further away from the front line, which a lot of times when you step into leadership, some people just do it because it's like the next, you make more money when you do it. But people that want to enrich the life of others, just because like you want to help these people be better. And I think sometimes it becomes more challenging to do the higher you move up, because you're just distant and you're not as in the day-to-day, you're not in the weeds with a lot of the problems. And I've never really thought about that in the terms of politics, but it's absolutely true. Like outside of mayor, like you're serving so many people, it's impossible to be in touch. Even at a mayor like position is challenging, but beyond that, and you have millions of people you're trying to serve, it's tough to like really get to know the people you're serving.
I think there's a special gift for being a legislator. It's very important. Again, you're looking at your state from that same lens. You're trying to be holistic, understand your strengths and weaknesses for your state, much like a mayor does for our cities. And I think what has really helped the legislators, who I think have been most successful, is that they understand the connection between their actions and the impact on where these things are going to happen. That if they have a wonderful concept, if it can't come to fruition, what's the point?
Love it. Love it. Well, thank you so much, Mayor Cathy Clark, for being here on the What's Happening in Salem podcast. And
Thank you.
we have some art to display. Are we ready for the reveal? It's been fun watching this.
I promise I did paint this. This wasn't on here before I got
It was completely blank. I've been watching the whole transformation.
Oh,
Branka is so talented. In an hour, folks. In an hour. Please.
You can do it too in 2 hours, because I'll teach you.
Please make sure you contact We Make Art. We will make sure we leave their links in the show notes for you to check out. Instagram is we_make_art OR. So make sure you give them a follow as well. And yeah, it's been a great episode. A ton of fun. Thank you, both of you, so much. And I'm stuttering my words, but that's okay, because the podcast is over anyways. Thank you so much, Metronome, for being a great host. One more week, and we will see you next week, where we're interviewing Salem Mayor Julie Hoy. That's a podcast that's been asked probably more than any. So excited to chat with her. All right, see y'all. Were the cameras on the whole time? Anything? Was it working?
Everything's